Welcome, everybody. We have a quorum. I call this meeting to order. Need a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
I motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve by Ms. Rhonda. Need a second?
Second.
Second by Tony. Everybody vote? Aye.
Aye.
It passes. So the first item on the agenda, we elect a vice chairman. So we need to elect a vice chairman.
Yeah, you guys would have to nominate someone.
Nominate one. You need to nominate
I
a
think
vice
it was
chairman.
you last year. We have to do it every calendar year.
Yeah, I had it last year.
Huh?
You continue.
I was last year. And I don't have a problem with continuing.
You gonna continue it?
I can continue.
All right.
Second it.
Got a first and a second. Everybody say yay?
Yay.
Yay. Okay, Susan, you're here again. All right. Next on the agenda is to recap Old Timers Day.
Yeah, that's the only thing we really have had since our last meeting. So we wanted to throw this out there to you guys too, because you guys actually worked the booth and got the material together. So we just kind of want to know, get your thoughts on it. Anything we could do in the future to improve that? How'd your day went? Okay, that's such a busy day for us. Once things start rolling, it's hard for us to get around to everybody.
We had a good response. A lot of people came by, and being directly across from the library kind of helped because they would send people to us, we would send people to them. I talked to the library ladies, and we're going to work a little more closer together next year to coordinate some things and try to improve on what we had last year.
You have to say, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Until after somebody told me you were over there, and I was like,
I had the table covered. It was okay.
I guess the next meeting is September the 18th. I think that's probably after Old Timers Day. So we probably need to, tonight, we probably need to discuss what we're gonna do Old Timers Day if we're gonna do anything. I think last year, Susan, I think you might near
Rhonda?
run the whole thing, didn't you? So,
Yeah.
see, last Old Timers Day, David, didn't we have them, did y'all install them pictures?
We didn't have that frame. I think, did we find the pictures? I think majority of stuff come from the library. We did find a box, and I believe you came back to the shop and picked it up.
Yeah, I have the box with some photo albums and some different articles and things, and I still have that.
And like I said, we can provide the tent again, because the city's already gonna have the tent rented. Was that enough space for you guys, or?
I reckon you can put up a tent
Yes, sir.
and,
And then, you guys were right next to the library, so y'all were under the city tent,
Correct.
or what we called the city tent. I think the city may have had some representatives there, but it's such a big tent. That same size tent would work for you guys, do you think?
Even a little smaller would be okay, too.
I talked to Ann, and Ann's supposed to be getting me some stuff. It just wasn't ready for this meeting. Hopefully, we'll have it, and I'll get Ann to get with you, David, and maybe we can add it to what we got for Old Timers Day.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Between me and Ann, we'll correspond with you between now and then. And we can get a tent and a table and some stuff on. But y'all couldn't ever find them display stands with the big pictures on it?
No, I think those got discarded years ago. The last time I remember seeing those, you guys had over at the Civic Auditorium, and it was the people.
Well, no, we had it here. We had it here one year, but they was upstairs at the Park and Rec building.
They're not there anymore.
Okay.
We haven't seen those in 6 years, maybe, I would think.
Probably. They're definitely not at our shop now.
They had them, plastic pipe, you know, that fit together and everything, but they had
What
to,
happened to all the stuff that we had down at the, other building? Where it was a picture of all the mayors, some of the mayors scared opening up.
I think the library has most of that now. They have a whole room that's got a lot of archive information in it.
Well, this was posters and everything else they put up.
Yeah, unless
think it's just
unless the
more
library
something.
would have it. I remember, you know, when they had it at the multipurpose for that, was it
We had it
several
in
years
there a
ago?
couple of times.
They had the audio and the video that was playing, the
Yeah.
loop. I don't know if the library has that. We were all, Andrew and I were here, we just weren't in the roles that we're in now.
Yeah.
So it'd be, unless it's upstairs somewhere and we've overlooked it, it would be hard for us to put our fingers on it, unless the library does have it.
we had a recording of all the past mayors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
It's, hopefully the library's got it,
And I think that ended up being on a DVD possibly,
yeah.
yeah.
I know,
Oh, Jerry said he has that. So
I know at, the last one we had at the, multipurpose building, we played it and everybody really enjoyed that. I don't know if that, be able to do it outside in a tent up there or not, but if we could, that
We
would,
did it at the multipurpose building, it was on a projector shown on a wall, so if you were to do it under a tent, we could just use.
I don't know if we'd be able to do it out there or not.
Yeah, you could do it on a TV, put it in a DVD player and just,
If we can't do it, video, we can do it audio. But, like I say, Ann's supposed to be getting me some stuff up. Like I say, between me and Ann, we'll get with you, David, and if any of the members think of anything, they can call you, and hopefully we'll, I think, Rhonda, she, last old timer day, I think she was stuck at the tent all day, so we might plan on giving her a break, like everybody comes by for a couple hours, so she was the Lone Ranger that day,
Like I said, I just totally forgot about it.
yeah,
Because we have meetings, what, twice a year?
yeah.
Which is just absolutely,
Yeah, it's kinda hard to plan when you got twice a year, but,
it's kind of like, why have the meeting? Just to say the truth. I mean, if we're only having.
yeah,
twice.
I would like for us to have, I wish we had one right before Old Timers Day, but
It would be good.
it didn't turn out that way.
I mean, I don't see why they can't move it up a week, but, you know, that's,
Well, I'll talk to Bruce. I don't know how the schedule is, but, if we can move it up, it'd be good to move it up right before that. What I like to see is each one of us think of the direction we need to go, what we need to do, you know, we need to start doing stuff, you know, I think everybody, is eager at, in the past, we collected, artifacts and stuff, but, you know, we need to think of what direction we need to put this committee in.
I was thinking about if we made a Facebook page and we had pictures from all of the different events that we have throughout the year, that would help us have a digital record of things. I don't know what you guys would think about that, but I'd be happy to set it up if we did that.
you may want to check if we do anything as far as city-wise, as far as a city page. Not saying that if I want to make one up, you want to make one up and call it whatever you want to call it, city couldn't really say nothing to some extent. I don't think they could, but if you're going to do it with anything pertaining to the city, probably
Just run it
anything
by-
legal, that it has to
yeah,
probably go.
that would have to go through the PIO, Ann Smith, she would have.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ann would probably be the woman to talk to, on that. She does all the,
But like I said, if you just want to make one up, you can just make one up. It don't really have to
Yeah.
involve the city. But for it to involve the city or to make any sense of that counter, you would have to, because I know all of their pages are
Yeah, they would have to have control of the content.
the legal form for it,
That's fine.
but that's a great idea. I mean, because people in this city has pictures and stuff like that, that, you know, there's still some old timers here that has pictures and stuff that they would probably like to, you know, screenshot.
I met several people at the Old Timers Day, and they were a wealth of information. They were like, oh, you know, this was here and this was there. They're helping me put together some things for the city roads that I've started. I've got a few contacts that I'm working with on getting those things together. Hopefully I'll have that all put together for the next Old Timers. But
That would be great. I mean, everybody's on Facebook. Probably
Yeah.
some that don't need to be like me, but you know,
I just thought it would be either that or an Instagram page where we could just have photos and some
Yeah.
information.
Facebook is better. I don't Instagram.
I don't either.
Anything else, Dennis?
Well, I like for us to think of, the direction, some stuff we need to go through. Hopefully, we can get that meeting maybe, pushed back a couple of weeks. If not, the next meeting will be September the 18th. I know I know Ann will have my stuff ready by then. And, I guess, board members' comments. Susan?
I don't have, I really don't understand what we're really doing. Because I haven't lived here that long. I've only been here since 2008. And I know back many years ago when I come through here, you blink your eye and you missed it. And that's when it was still 2 lanes going down Murfreesboro Road. But, yeah, I would, you know, I'm trying to, I know I've missed a lot of stuff because with me doing my security job and everything else, and I really want to try to help out, so I've been putting all these things in my calendar so that I don't schedule to work a security job on the days where I could be, help out with the Old Timers Day and stuff like that too.
Rhonda?
I would like to maybe see if we had maybe brainstorm some things that we could work towards. I'm not really sure what we could do, but I'd like to be more active with the committee. I've been trying to think of different things that we could promote ourselves within the city so that people look for us and
Well,
incorporate the new
Yeah.
people.
getting a Facebook page would probably really help, even if it's not through the city, if it's just through us, and it's just, you make it up, you know,
Yeah,
and we
Just
can share it, be
contribute
a
it.
part of it, and then we can kind of, I have a lot of friends, I mean.
yeah. If we were all administrators on the page and we have to approve pictures and comments, I would
Yeah.
think. I wouldn't want it to just be open for,
Well, see, that's the part right there about being city, you cannot delete anything off of the city page, that's put on there to some extent. But we could delete off ours because it's not part of the city.
right.
So I think that's a good place to start. If we're gonna start anywhere and share the page and get other people involved in the city.
I'll get with Ann and see what kind of responsibilities and accountability we have to have.
Because I'm gonna say 75% of the people don't even know that there is a historian board.
Right. A lot of people didn't at Old Timers Day, and a lot of new people come by and they were really interested, and they didn't really realize that Laverne had such a history, and they're looking through the books and all the articles that we had, and hardly anyone knew that we had a sister city at one time.
Yeah.
And that fascinated people, so it was
I
really,
didn't, but here we are. And I've been a part of this board probably for about 10, 11 years straight.
And I think if you were to create something like that, then the ideas may just take care of themselves, really, because I know at one time you guys talked about researching street names of different streets in Laverne and how they came about, and Dennis has a lot of that information. You know, like Lake Forest, you know, I think the builders, if you wanted a street named after you and they had a street available, you just submitted your name.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that were city employees were named that were used for the streets. I'm at a loss of her name right now, but there was a lady, she nominated her grandson who had recently passed, and I think her whole family has different people that were nominated during that time.
And if you were to start something like that, like I said, I think a majority of that would take over on its own. I grew up on Aiken Street, which was, come to find out, was part of the Aiken Farm years and years ago. So, you know, once you throw something out there like that,
It grows.
now's the time to take advantage of that, because a lot of those people aren't here anymore. You know, the people that have that history are, if there's any around, they're on up in age, so
Yeah, those generations are
yeah, you
going
gotta
away
take advantage
fast.
of it while you can.
Yes.
Tony,
I'm good.
you good? I guess if we don't have anything else, I'll call this meeting adjourned.